All right, so here is Beauty for Ashes set. Fussy cut, scene builder, whatever you would like to call it. So this is because it's gonna be part 2 of a little trio, I Give It to God trio. And I've already cut all these pieces out. So I'm gonna focus on showing you how to put together the pockets, because that is where I'm sure the most confusion is going to come in. So here are my pieces. This set comes with this backer page that's already kind of divided for you into a double page. But if you would prefer, there's this one that doesn't have that centerpiece. So, but for this video, I'm going to use this one. And as you can see, I have not cut this one out yet. When your printer prints it, it cannot print all the way to the edges. So you don't have to cut it off, but you might want to cut that off. And that's just a reminder that to print the entire project as fit to page instead of actual size, because all of these pieces are designed to fit together. And so if your printer shrinks this page but not the rest of them, then they might be a little bit too big and not fit very well. So I'm going to set this page aside because for this video I'm not going to be using it. So here's my background page that I'm going to be using. There is my background page ready to go. I'm actually going to go ahead and ink the edges a little bit because I can see a couple of spots where I did not cut it perfectly even. For this project, I like this frayed burlap color. Oh, still missed it. There we go. I love inking. It just hides all these little imperfections, that little white edge that just makes things not look as cute as they could. So I'm gonna start with my basic pockets. So this is intended to be a potting shed. You can see it's falling, almost looks like it's falling down. It's got, it was on fire or very close to the fire, the dumpster fire from the last set. But the fire's out now, and we are starting to rebuild with the help of God. So I'll fold those down, burnish those edges. All right, so here's our little crate. This one is very similar to the ones in the dumpster kit, the dumpster fire set, where they kind of end up being the same on the front and the back. And so I've scored it right there in between those two crates, so that you fold it what it does, and you glue that to itself, what that does is it kind of gives you a freestanding side. This one is a side load pocket. Okay, it's closed off here, it's closed at the top and the bottom. And if you didn't want to glue it down, you could attach it with some washi tape or something and make it where it flaps. You could tuck it in somewhere instead. Like there's lots of things that you could do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. I'm using this Barely Art precision glue for some of this precision work. I love this glue. It holds really quickly. And that tip makes doing this sort of thing really easy. Okay. And then I've got this little planter pocket. And I had some pockets like this in my last set as well. So when you layer them together, you get this fun little three-dimensional effect so that you can put something inside it and it looks like you're actually putting it inside of that pot. So let me score these glue tabs. All right, now I'm gonna get my ink pad and I'm just gonna go ahead and go all the way around it just in case something shows. But this top part obviously is the only thing that's actually gonna show or that's intended to show. So I think for this one, I'm gonna try, so did I burnish those? Doesn't feel like I did. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna try gluing it like this and see if I just like that better. So what I did before, I put the glue on this back side of the tabs and then layered this like this. You could certainly do it that way. But then you have these little, I don't know if you can see that, the little flaps then that could kind of snag on some of the things. I'm just going to try it this way instead. So I'm going to put the glue on the inside of this one, of these glue tabs, and glue my back piece in like this. Okay, so that it looks together, and then fold my tabs, my glue tabs down like that. So now I don't have, it's perfectly smooth in there and there's no glue tabs to catch on my little things that I might put inside. I'm gonna try that and see if I like it better. All right, so now for so my intention was for these things, maybe not this, but for this shed and this crate to go, let's see, we're gonna do it this way so that it's open that way on the left side. So let me go ahead and glue those down. Junk journalers are very creative and there are no rules. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here too on this little flaps, this little trim. So okay, hi, I'm popping back in to make a little bit of an adjustment. When I first glued this potting shed down, I put a little bit of glue here on this trim and then had that stuck down, and I just wasn't crazy about how tight it was to get things into that pocket with this crate right above it. So I just went in and loosened that off so that it's not attached anymore. So let me get it a little closer to the camera so you can see. I had those glued down, so I just and now I'm much happier with how these fit in there. And there are two larger cards that fit nicely in this pocket, and these tags are a little bit taller and fit nicely in there as well. There's another one. So those are the things that I would put in there. And if you were to put the crate maybe down here instead of on top, then maybe gluing those down wouldn't be a problem with that. But now I'm much happier with this. So I just wanted to pop in and make that correction to make sure that you did not make the same mistake that I did. If you wanted to make it multiple pages or do something totally different, you are absolutely allowed to do that. So now this is a pocket that is a top load. Wasn't quite glued down yet. So, and then here's my opening, and I'm happier with this side, so I'm gonna put my glue on this side. And I think I'm gonna send it a little bit to the left. Okay, so there are those pockets. I'm gonna wait to glue this one down because I'm not totally sure where I'm gonna put it yet. So now for this side, there's a folio that you'll get to put together. So here is the back. Okay, so whoops, I got a little bit of ink on the back somehow, but here is your back piece. So I'm gonna score here and here. Okay. So here is the base of your little folio. Okay, so pretty texture here, and then when you close the doors, it's plain and white. So that's where these pieces come in. So I've got these cut out, and I've already done the inking on these. So these glue, I'm gonna move this just so it's a little bit less busy looking. Those glue right on the outsides of this little pocket, a little folio. So just be careful to get it lined up nicely. Okay, so this would be a good time to mention that if you enjoy extra things like ribbons, buttons, anything like that, this could be a good opportunity. I thought would be really cute to add a button or something, some kind of a closure to this. And the time to do that would probably be before you glue this together. That way you could attach it to this paper and then cover it up when you glue this together. That would be really cute if you had some brads or some buttons or something and some kind of a string closure right here to close this up. So let me get this side glued down because I am not going to do that today. I'm just trying to show you how this goes together. There is the base of your little folio. When you open it up, we'll have all these pockets inside, and let's put those together now. So I'm probably gonna, all of these pockets are pretty straightforward. There's nothing fancy about them. Just score on the glue tabs and fold them down. So I'm probably gonna fast forward through this spot to this section just to save some time. Okay, so now I've got all my pieces, my pockets together. So we're gonna glue them on. I'm gonna show you how I intended. Little glue keeps getting dried out. How I intended for these pieces to go together. And if you want to do yours a little bit different, that's okay. All right, so this bigger angled pocket goes towards the bottom and the center. Okay. And then this pocket with the sun goes above that. I'm going to keep it a little bit on the low side so that I've got space to put to tuck some things into it. Yeah, let's see. That might be a little bit too high still, but we'll find out and then you'll know. So these go on the side like this. Now this is open, so this is open over here. If that's a problem, you could do a little bit of edge gluing right here to make sure that that pocket is nice and down, but okay, so now this whole folio then goes here, like so. And I don't know that I'm going to glue it down in this video because I'm not totally sure if I want to add, I was thinking even a ribbon or something that could wrap around it and be tied to, there's lots of things you could do. And then this little pocket, I thought maybe you could go here. If you wanted to, it could go over here. Little pieces. Got some nice verses. I know that fits in there. That fits in there. We've got this little side loading pocket. Got all these little ticket ephemeras. That can be tucked in here. Tag. I haven't punched this yet. You could punch it, put a grommet in there, put some ribbons on there, and tuck those in. Same here. Oh, that does fit. I didn't put that too high. So that. I know I intended for this to be a little journaling space that tucks into this pot planter. I intended for this to be glued here as sort of a little sign. So I'm going to actually go ahead and do that. I have inked this. I'm only going to put glue on one half of it so I can center it right there. Glue it down. Ta-da! Promises, hope, another give it to God reminder. So here is, I intended for this to go here on the crate. And the reason I included this one that says Garland for Ashes versus Beauty for Ashes. This is Beauty for Ashes is a much more well-known phrase. And, but I use the World English Bible Translation Bible because it's in the public domain. And in that translation, to give them a garland for ashes. That is what it says. It doesn't say beauty. So if you don't like that these don't match, then you can use this one instead. Put that there. So that is why that is there. I am going to go ahead and glue this on here. I'm going to put it on there kind of crooked. I intended this sun is the same size as this, so I thought it could be a nice little touch. And you look for the shading, and it matches right there. If you wanted a little bit more of a three-dimensional look to this pocket, you could glue that right there. And we'll just keep going through here. We've got my prayer, some spaces to draw, to write, and weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning. We've got this pocket over here still, our potting shed. And I got that a little tight. Okay, so all of these things tuck in there as well. Okay. But now you can see how it goes together, and if you don't like it, you can do something a little bit different. This fits in there, but then it completely covers up your little crate. You could move your crate down here. That fits there. Keep going. That fits. There's a, yeah. So all these little things that you can tuck in. And things God wants me to work on. Tuck into all these little places. And we've got our pigeon from this last set. Could go up here. We've got our raccoon. He's pushing a wheelbarrow because he's getting to work, getting things back in order. This is a new little character, a possum, sipping some tea. Here's our cat, taking a nap. Might put that down here. Our little mouse is wrapped up in a blanket. I was thinking that would be cute here. And we've got just some extra little ephemera, little fussy cuts, little packet of seeds, some more flowers, some more bees, a shovel, another little packet of seeds. So there's lots of things that you can do. And put it together the way that you like, the way that you want. I could even see somebody not attaching this little folio at all, and then you have a whole nother half page to put some things. You could attach it with maybe some washi tape or something and make it come out, or make it a detachable somehow. I don't know. There's lots of different things that you could do. So I'm gonna put this together. When I'm done with all 3 sets, I'm going to put them together, and I'll show you how to do that and do a little flip through for it. But just to show you, so this is the second set in this Give It to God set. So here's the dumpster fire set. I printed this on some scrap paper just to make sure that it worked. So this is the first set. This is set 2. And they can go to, I'll eventually glue them together. Then there's going to be a third part to the trio that is called Made New. So we have always, always give it to God when life is a mess, when we're rebuilding, and then He makes us new. So here, that is that set. Hopefully it's helpful to you for assembling it, and I will see you in the next one.